They got out the car. You better have some insurance. You better have some insurance. You better. I'm like, oh my, Hi YouTube, welcome back to Carmi BTV. I hope that you guys are subscribed, and if not, pause this video and subscribe. Okay, today I'm gonna do a story time. I did a poll on my story, and one of my followers told me that I should do a story time, and I told her, I'm like, I got so many stories, I can do one of these once a week. So this week's story time will be about the time I was driving dirty and hit a car. And when I say driving dirty, I mean without a license, without a permit. Oh, Lord. So if you want to know about this story, just keep watching. I'll make sure to wrap it on up and not make it too long because I can be kind of long-winded. But yeah, let's get into it. So many of you may or may not know my first job was Chick-Fil-A. I'm blushing because I can remember this like it was yesterday. So my first job was Chick-Fil-A, and yeah, so when I worked there, I used to go and work the early morning shifts. Like I used to work the 6 a.m. shifts. So during the 6 a.m. hours, that's when we would have to deliver our catering orders to the customers that purchased them, so they could be at the office or whatever by the time that their event started or whatever. So I would go into work super early, and they would not have anybody to go take the delivery. Like they didn't have anyone there because everyone that was there was needed to actually pack the orders. So like the manager was needed to like open the store, then the other person was there to like pack the orders and do everything that needs to be done. So it was just me. So one of the team leads was like, Carmi, can you drive? And y'all, at this point, I'm like 16, 17, I can't remember. But I did not learn how to drive until I was like 20 something. Like I didn't get my license, I know, till I was like 21 or later. Like, so I grew up in a household where my mama like, you ain't finna wreck my car type of thing. Like, so, and I would like, my friends, I would drive their cars like when they would come to college and like eventually when they came to my college or whatever. But at this time, I did not drive outside of when I went to the country, and my papa would let me drive his truck, but that was not often enough for it to be muscle memory. So anyway, she's like, can you drive? And I was like, yeah, I could drive. So I look back and I thank God no one was hurt. Like I wasn't hurt. Like this situation wasn't as bad as it could have been. But yeah, so I would drive her car. So I would drive, she had a van. She had just had like another little baby. So I think she had like 3 or 4 children and, married. So I would drive her car. I did this for probably like 2 or 3 weeks consecutively. Like it was going just fine. Like I'm dropping off the orders, and I'm headed back to the store, Chick-Fil-A, dropping them off. So I was kind of learning. I was like, okay, I can do this. Like I like this. So, I was learning how to drive, in these Little Rock streets when I lived there. So, long story short, I was in Walmart one day. I had made a stop to Walmart. I don't know what I needed, but made a stop to Walmart. And every time that I would drive her car, I would call my papa like, Papa, like I'm driving. I told you I could drive type of thing, because I really wanted a car. So I'm trying to prove to him that I could drive knowing I can't. Papa, I'm driving her car. He was like, I don't think that's a good idea, Maisha. Like, you should not be driving her car. I'd be like, Papa, you tripping. Stop tripping, man. Like, I'm trying to learn how to drive. What you talking about? Who else gonna teach me? And so he would say that every time. So this particular time, I remember I was on the makeup aisle in Walmart. I called my papa and said, Papa, I'm driving her car again. Papa said, Maisha, let this be your last time driving her car. You should not be driving her car. You don't have a license. You don't have anything. That's not right. You shouldn't be doing it. Y'all, I kid you not. I was on Markham going down the hill. I was so close to the mall, y'all, Park Plaza. So close. I had to go through like 1 or 2 more lights and I would have been there. Going down the hill, y'all. I had picked up my phone. I don't know, to play a song or whatever, and looked up. Boom. Boom. Hit that car. I said, oh my gosh. And the first thing I thought about was what my papa said. Like he had literally just said it less than 5 minutes ago. Like literally. I said, okay, Lord. So I was just in the car. Y'all, these folks, ghetto fabulous. Do you hear me? They got out the car. You better have some insurance. You better have some insurance. You better. I'm like, oh, like, I'm in the car, like, because I know I'm in the wrong. And I'm not, like I told y'all in the last video, I don't do all the rah-rah. Like, if somebody hit me, I will, defend myself. But all that rah-rah-rah, I don't do all that when it's time, like when stuff is heated, because I just know one word can make a situation go left. And if y'all already kind of bucking at me, no need. So I'm in the car, I let the window down. You better have insurance. You better have insurance. I'm hurt. I'm this. I'm that. I'm just like, okay. So I'm just sitting in the car or whatever. So we pull over to this church that was like literally right by the mall. If y'all from Little Rock, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about on Markham. So we pull over to the church or whatever, and I ain't got no license. Y'all know this. I ain't got no permit. I don't have nothing. So the police was like, you don't have, I'm just like, no, I don't, And so I called the girl's car I was driving, my team lead. I'm like, girl, I just wrecked the car. Oh my gosh. She freaked out, as she should. Like, it's her car. Oh my gosh. So this is during the lunch rush. This is 12 o'clock. If y'all ever worked at Chick-Fil-A, or if you've ever gone to Chick-Fil-A during the lunch rush, you can't afford to lose anybody during the lunch rush. Like, anybody. So she ended up having to come, get dropped off or whatever. Her husband came. Y'all, I was so ashamed. But thanks be to God, the car was not injured. Injured. The car was not wrecked. The car that I was in was not wrecked. Like, it was literally a nothing. Like, it was a fender bender. There was nothing wrong with the cars. Thanks be to God. All right, and so, like, she came. She's like, oh, the cars are fine. Like, she was good. But, of course, I got the ticket or whatever. And, y'all, why the folks that was driving the car in front of me doing all that, they ain't had no license or no permit either. I'm just like, y'all did all of that, and y'all driving just as dirty as I am. But whatever. So, yeah, so we went back to work. I think I continued to work my shift, and she worked hers. Like, but I just felt so bad because I'm just like, how did I do that? Like, how did I fumble the bag like that? Like, so that was my first wreck. I haven't been in a wreck since then. Thanks God. Thanks be to God. But y'all, like, I just knew, like, I knew I was doing something. I thought I was stunned. I'm going to change this music. Like, why am I doing all that? I shouldn't have been doing nothing. I literally could not drive. I should not have been doing anything but getting that car to take that order and getting it back. So, yeah, that was a mess. Like, when I tell you that was a mess, I had to do community service behind that because I didn't want to pay the ticket. Like, back in the day, $200 was a lot. It's still a lot of money for a ticket. And I wasn't trying to split my Chick-fil-A check with that. So I had to do community service, which is a whole nother story time within itself, y'all. But, yes, so word to the wise. If you ain't got no insurance, if you ain't got no license, no permit, at the very least, don't be driving nobody else's car. Because literally, especially at that age, like, anything could have happened. So I just thank God it didn't. So if y'all got an experience like that or a story like that where you've wrecked a car or whatever, comment below. I want to hear from y'all because I know I ain't the only one out here like that. But that was a shame. And listen to your papa, listen to your mama, listen to your daddy. If you kids watching this, listen to them when they tell you, because literally 5 minutes later, what he said had happened. So yeah, thank y'all for watching the story time. See you next time.